Welcome, dear viewers, to Couch Warrior TV on YouTube. I'm the Couch Warrior, and you are watching The Passage, a Skyrim SE Let's Play featuring Ettient Jorel, the Altmer Ranger. We are back at it, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be back. I've been absent for a little while. I do apologize for that, but it was unavoidable. Lots of great work going on at Couch Warrior TV and Character Crusade podcast. We put together an entirely new program, and so my attention has been pretty much devoted to that exclusively over the last couple of weeks as we try to get up and running. So I appreciate your patience and understanding. We had our first official broadcast. Yeah. What are we gonna do with this? That worked out nicely. I'll take that and that. Looks like we're hungry. As per usual, hungry all the time. Okay. So, as I was saying, yeah, just a lot of work going on the new program, which is called Freeport City of Adventure. It's a traditional tabletop role-playing game. Me and the guys are playing Pathfinder. If you're not familiar with Pathfinder, it's similar to Dungeons and Dragons. The rule set is very much like Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 of old. It's a product of Paizo Publishing. And we're having a great time. We're using the play setting called Freeport City of Adventure. And you can kind of think of it as sort of it's an urban adventure setting with a heavy pirate influence to it. And we are live streaming our play sessions. We've got several cameras in the room and... Whoa. Oh, we got a little assistance from a Stormcloak. Just a little bit of a reminder there that we are definitely on the Imperial's shit list. And we've also seen a couple examples already of the perk that we took for disarming our opponents. That's paying off, where we're hitting them with such ferocity, causing them so much pain and discomfort that they actually drop their weapons. It doesn't happen every time, but there's always a % chance that it will happen. And when it does, that's a huge advantage. So that's a pretty cool one. So as I was saying, if you're interested in traditional tabletop role-playing games, we certainly invite you to tune into the live stream. If you can't tune into the live stream, that's okay. We're producing all of those as videos on the channel. You can see 3 episodes so far. And the plan is that we are going to be playing Freeport City of Adventure twice a month for a total of around 5 hours of total gameplay per month that we will divide up into episodes that will be published on the YouTube channel, Couch Warrior TV. So if you like that sort of thing, awesome. Feel free to join us. And I think what's particularly relevant... hear that. We hear you. is that many of the character development techniques that we refer to, that we talk about extensively on the podcast, are character development techniques that we sort of invented for ourselves while playing tabletop role-playing games, and we're applying them to the Skyrim environment, if you will. So there's a lot there that kind of ties in. All right, let's get back to the adventure. So when we last left off, we had a conversation with Delphine. She's basically challenged us to kill a dragon and kind of prove that we are the Dragonborn, which means we have to go to Kynesgrove. We have elected to meet her there. We spent a little extra time kind of hanging out in Riverwood, taking care of a few things that we needed to take care of with our equipment. So having accomplished that, we are ultimately we're headed to Kynesgrove. However, Etienne now hears the siren song of a nearby dragon. And what we've seen as he has grown into his role as Dragonborn is that he tends to view it as a responsibility he has to be a dragon hunter. And I'm sure that given what we understand of this character, there's a certain amount of exhilaration associated with the idea of hunting a dragon, which is essentially the ultimate predator. We've talked before at length about his interest in hunting predators, why he does it. And I believe that for Etienne, the same would apply for dragons. You know, we're talking about an apex predator here, so it's kind of a way of proving himself in a way, but it's also the thrill of the sport and the challenge of it, right? And then there's also, in addition to that, you know, those being more frivolous motivations, there's the more serious motivation, which is the fact that the more that he begins to view himself as akin to the Nords, the greater the sense of obligation he feels to use his skills to protect them. Whoa. Good girl. Poor hag. Conjuration spells. I probably have that robe already. Alright, girl. This looks like it could be a good spot. Yes, ultimately our destination is Kynesgrove, but I guess what we're saying is we can't let this dragon go unchallenged. Sounds like he's on top of us, literally. course, we're at a level now, too, where the dragons are bigger and badder than ever. So, let's prepare ourselves. Here we got our one surviving Daedric arrow. It's kind of incredible. We keep recovering it over and over again. Let's try not to jinx it, I guess. So, potions. We've also, I think, made really great use of slow poisons. We've got 1 dose left here. Alright. So, got the good bow, got the most high damage arrow that we have available, which is only one of them, our dragon killer. And we'll put the best poison we've got on it for the first round, but this means we've got to hit that first shot. So, and this is a dragon that seems to be flying a circuit of his lair, so the chances that we're going to get kind of an opening stealth shot on this dragon are pretty slim, I gotta believe. So, this cluster of trees here may be the best option we have. So I'm going to try to get his attention. Come on, you big bastard. Come on, see me. See me. Ha ha ha. Boogie. Let's get out of here. Woo! Don't land on any spikes. Holy hell. Man, we were not in cover like we needed to be. Okay, let's do this. Resist some fire. We're going to heal all the way back up. Now, this is going to probably draw right back down. So we're going to take some regeneration to help boost our comeback. All right. Now, got to keep an eye on him now. Got him. Not that it did much good. Okay, let's make sure we're going to ebony arrows, because it wants to default us to crap arrows, comparatively. Elven arrows are not crap, but now we gotta squeak out any additional damage we can, and he's an ancient, correct? So paralysis is not an option for us, so let's just make sure we're mastering all the possibilities here. So we can damage health for an extra 18 points. Here's 25 points of damage health. Do that. Damn. Whoa. Man. Let's use a bunch of these minor healing. Drop some weight while we're at it. All right. Okay. Okay, look for the light. Look for the plume. I don't see it. Got him. Nice. That hurt him bad. Okay, he's almost done. Right over the lip of this hill. Bam. Ha-ha. You big, ugly bastard. Whoo! Who is he fighting over here? Oh, a giant. Giant's not going to give us trouble, is he? Look at he took out a mammoth.
Not this time.
You son of a bitch.
This one's mine.
Poor shit. Where are you? There he is.
One step closer.
So be it, Mirak. You're on my list, too. Well, the loot belongs to this Dragonborn. All right. All right, well, we're out of here. Mission accomplished. Mostly. Again. Ooh, look at that one. Oh, man. We didn't recover our dragon killer arrow, unfortunately. Guess it couldn't last forever, huh? Oh man, this weather is awful. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign, is it? Guess we'll see if Delphine is already here. She better be here, otherwise she's not going to witness this. We're not going to get her the proof she's demanding. Oh, man. Now this dragon, we've seen him once before, around Helgen. Oh, there she is. He did. He raised it. She was right. Flesh reconstituting itself. Position. It's attacking the village. Come on, you cowardly beast. What the hell? Nice. That was crazy. I don't know that I've ever seen Solikanir just ignore the Dragonborn and go after the village. Wow. Look at that. Good girl. Not you, Delphine. think of them apples, eh?
It's true, isn't it? You really are Dragonborn.
You know it.
I owe you some answers, don't I?
Yes, you
Go
do.
ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back.
Well, all right. That's good. All right. What do you know about the dragons coming back? Let's talk about that a bit more.
Not a damn thing.
Ah, great.
I was just as surprised as you to find that big black dragon here.
Okay. Well, I've seen that dragon before.
Really? Where?
It was the one that attacked Helgen, as far as I know. You know, when Ulfric escaped.
Interesting. Same dragon. Damn it. We're blundering around in the dark here. We need to figure out who's behind it all.
What if the big black dragon is behind it? What if it's as simple as that? All right. Tell me who you really are and what you want with me.
I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers. And we
Okay.
served the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer. For the last 200 years since the last Dragonborn Emperor, the Blades have been searching for a purpose. Now that dragons are coming back, our purpose is clear again. We need to stop them.
Right. Okay. I'm thinking that... I mean, Ettient has heard of the Blades, so... I don't know. I have some ideas about what I think our next move should be. But what do you think?
The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind the dragons. The Thalmor are our best lead. If they aren't involved, they'll know who is.
All right. What makes you think the Thalmor are behind dragon attacks?
Nothing solid, yet. But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else. The Empire had captured Ulfric. The war was basically over. Then a dragon attacks, Ulfric escapes, and the war is back on. And now the dragons are attacking everywhere, indiscriminately. Skyrim is weakened. The Empire is weakened. Who else gains from that but the Thalmor?
All right. So we need to find out what the Thalmor know about the dragons. Any ideas?
If we could get into the Thalmor embassy, it's the center of their operations in Skyrim. Problem is that place is locked up tighter than a miser's purse. They could teach me a few things about paranoia.
So, how do you think we should get in?
I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together. Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse.
Yeah. I've got a few ideas of my own on this Thalmor embassy deal. Another dragon bone. Nice looking sword. Take that. Well, interesting turn of events. Well, feel like that could start a fire. So, we'll take it. Lot to think about here. Well, I think that, you know, this experience sort of cements for Ettient that Delphine might be a good ally, someone good to work with. But there's a lot about us that she doesn't know, and frankly, that she doesn't need to know. So I think that, Ettient would be willing to work with her, but would sort of keep her at arm's length personally. She's proven that she's very resourceful, but can also be shifty, secretive, manipulative, right? So I think Etienne's gonna, probably bear that in mind when he considers his next move here. All right. So I think for us, the next objective is to make our way back to the Greybeards with the horn that we've recovered, the additional experience we've had, slaying a few more dragons, and see what that brings. See if we can find out what it all means. We're very close to, I think, coming to a more complete understanding of what it means to be Dragonborn, but the secret seems to rest with the Greybeards, and so I think it makes a lot of sense to head back there right now. We know that Delphine needs some time to come up with some ideas. Etienne's got a few ideas of his own, and in order to execute on those, we're going to be heading back to Riften. So we will stop and visit the Greybeards along the way. Hey, girl. Come on. Use a dead mammoth to break her fall there. That was nice. Convenient. Well, I certainly hope you are all doing well. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Did you ask? I'm going to assume you asked. Good to be back playing some good old Skyrim again. As we've discussed before, we are approaching the end of this book in Etienne's tale, I guess, as it were. What I mean by that is that the adventure will be kind of coming to a close, but it doesn't preclude me from bringing the character back at some point if we want to try some other stuff. I am still planning on getting started on a new story called Ashes very soon. It's been delayed somewhat by this work that I've been doing on Freeport City of Adventure, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Making videos is my thing, so it just takes me a while sometimes as I dedicate resources from one thing to another. So very cool stuff coming up. Next week we've got a new episode of Character Crusade podcast, and we are going to be focusing on character backgrounds. Now, this is a topic that we have discussed before, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail, and we're going to talk specifically about the concept that I've mentioned many times, both in this Let's Play and other shows that I've created, this concept of the character vignette. We're going to take a deep dive into how to create a character vignette how to use a character vignette as an alternative to a traditional dossier-style character background. And we're going to read some samples that Joe, Matt, and I have created for the characters that we're using in our RPG, our tabletop RPG. And we're going to just kind of go over in more detail why it's cool, what it's good for, what it does for a character that a traditional character background can't do. Oh, here we go. Freaking battling mages. I think it's battling mages. I'm seeing both fire and frost. Now, hopefully what I got was the survivor. There's not still one sitting here. Which brings to mind the fact that we could, I think, take a look and ensure that some of our powers are set like we need them to be. Two dead body indicators. I think we're safe. Take that. Take the mask. Hanging moss is good. Ooh, a gold mask. Neat. Alright, let's be on our guard, girl. Pretty sure I heard a bear up in here, too. See you. Bye-bye. I think those bandits would learn after a while. You know, every single guard that we send out to the big log, you know, the one that goes across the gorge, they never come back. Why is that? I don't know. Let's send somebody to investigate. Great idea. Yeah. Who wants to go? Show of hands? Anyone? Anyone? Come on. All right. There's usually some foolishness going on in this area with, oh, there's the bear. The bears are smarter than the bandits. That is for sure. All right. Let's give him plenty of room. Get up in this area. There we go. Trail this way. Oh man, it's crazy, man. When you take a pause of 3 weeks from playing this game and come back in, there's a certain period of just not refreshing your memory, but I don't know, just getting back into the it's almost like muscle memory in a way. can't even say, you know, the hundreds of times that I've climbed this trail. You know, it sort of becomes second nature after a while. But then the world is so vast and there's so much going on in it that all it takes is a very short time away, and suddenly it feels, parts of it feel unfamiliar again. Which I think says a lot about the scope of the environment, and that's part of what makes Skyrim so damn special. So I just wanted to let everybody know, too, yeah, you know, I'm dishing out a lot of information in this episode. That's okay, because a lot of shit has happened in the last 3 weeks. So I just want to kind of keep you aware of what's going on. I'm going to be doing a channel update as well that'll cover a lot of this stuff in detail. But the plan is to continue to do the Skyrim podcast. Our Skyrim-focused podcast is going to be going from a twice-a-month deal to a once-a-month deal. Okay? But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be recording 2 podcast live streams per month. One will be focused on playing Pathfinder, and the other one, the alternate one, will be split. So we'll do an hour Skyrim-related content followed by 2 hours of Pathfinder play. And then that ratio is going to be changed and adjusted over time based on what is happening with Skyrim content. I see you. So as we see the release of big expansions, big expansions like Skywind, Skyblivion, there's a handful of them that are really exciting. As we see the release of those, we're going to see lots of videos, playthroughs of those mods, and probably lots of podcast discussion about those as well. So we're going to be kind of throttling up and down our Skyrim-focused content as necessary based on what's being released. I'll take the meat. But the fact is that Joe, Matt, and myself, through almost 2 years of Character Crusade podcast, have covered an absolute ton of Skyrim-related content, especially when it comes to character development. And, well, I think that there's a nearly infinite well of potential topics and content that we could cover related to Skyrim. We're going to dial it back a little bit until we get some more major releases. And then we'll just kind of make some adjustments in our publishing schedule based on what's coming out, what's popular, what's cool, what's new to talk about, all that kind of stuff. So fear not, the content is not going away. Now here's the one thing I'm noticing lately is I seem to be getting lag, and when I get lag, it is always around settlements. So I've been doing a little bit of investigation, but at this stage in Ettient's saved game, there is very little I can do in terms of, whoa, hey, fella, in terms of just adjustments to mods. I mean, I can take out things like textures and all that kind of stuff without having a negative impact on my saved game. But the second I do anything that, you know, takes out an ESP file, I'm risking compromising my saved game. So at this point, I'm just bearing with it because I'm relatively close to the ending of this stage in Etienne's tale. So I'm trying not to concern myself about it. Where I am concerned about it is when it comes to stuff like ashes. And the thing that I have noticed is in playing MARL's character and doing fairly extensive play testing through some of the same areas with the same mods installed but at low level, I don't run into the lag. So I'm not entirely sure what the deal is. It could be just, you know, some gradual buildup of something in the save game over the course of, you know, 40 plus levels or whatever that causes the issue. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm hoping that it doesn't turn into a problem in Ashes, but all I can say is that I've tested up to about level 3 with MARL running around in these, you know, environments, these settlements that have been enhanced with all the mods that Ettient is using, and I don't get the same kind of performance hit. So I'm not sure what it is. It's got to be... Oh, hey. I see ya. Damn it, Garm. Sorry, girl. Here, let me pull that out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Why the holy hell did I take a troll skull? That was accidental. I do not need a troll skull. Well, I guess I thought I had one already, but I guess I don't. We'll keep it. It's something I need if I want to do my enchanting stuff. All right, Ettient is going to be quite relieved to finally get to High Hrothgar. It's been a long freaking night. Greetings, friend. Let us eat that, and one of those, and a bit of that. Still taking the pelts. Taking the pelts. Let's talk a little bit about Ettient and where he's at, sort of, I guess, psychologically here. We've seen some significant transformations in him as he's come to more readily embrace the idea that he is this Dragonborn. I think early on there was some disbelief, but after all the things that we've seen and done, all the things that it appears that we're able to do that others can't, makes an awfully strong case. And going to sages like the Greybeards and having them tell us that we are the Dragonborn is really probably the clincher. One of the things, of course, that we're aware of is that it doesn't really matter how much Ettient comes to love and embrace Nord culture. There's always going to be an element of the population that will not accept him because of what he is, which is a high elf. So that is going to be held against us no matter what we do. So I think part of you know, what Ettient is doing is sort of coming to terms with that, you know. Yeah, jumping around. Missed you again. Where are you going? I'm gonna get you in the end, pal. Never doubt that. So, through everything that's happened, I think that Ettient is... he is racing toward a moment of complete acceptance. A moment when any final doubts that he may have about who he is and what he is will be washed away. And so the question becomes, what is that moment? What is that moment, and what is this demonstration of faith? This idea of that he's finally accepted who he is, and he's finally decided that, yes, not only am I the Dragonborn, but the spirit of the Nord people reside in my heart, and it's who I see myself as. I think he's racing towards that moment. And as a role player, I'm always looking for the right expression of that, right? And there are lots of things in game that could happen that a person could use as the expression of that final commitment, you know, that final acceptance. But when you think about it, we now have a member of the Blades telling us we're Dragonborn. We have the Greybeards telling us we're Dragonborn. And we have an extremely powerful dragon that just addressed us as Dragonborn. I think all the questions have been answered. You know? I think that Ettient has reached that moment of decision. We're on the cusp of it, right? And then we will see, what does acceptance mean afterward. It'll be interesting to see, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me on this adventure of the passage, and I will see you next time.